Hey Nintendo fans, it's our first Nintendo news in a while. Well, we sure aren't getting any Sun and Moon news anytime soon anyways.
It's just a prank, bro.
Even though I'm sick from PAX Pox and we're working on a big move to San Francisco, there's a lot of huge Nintendo information that's definitely worth talking about today. Despite there being a million Nintendo NX rumors and fake mock-ups circulating the internet these days, Nintendo has finally released some real information about their system. The Nintendo NX now has a tentative launch date of March 2017, less than a year away. We still know nothing about the system, its specs, or even what the NX really is as a whole, but the best guess is that it'll be some form of new home console. This at the very least makes sense that their other big NX news dropped today. The upcoming Legend of Zelda game is going to be delayed to 2017 as well, and it will release simultaneously for the Wii U and NX later in the year. I've mentioned a few times in the past that I expected this to happen, and if you remember the GameCube and Wii Twilight Princess launch, it's likely going to be a lot like that again. It's definitely a shame that we won't be getting the next big Zelda game for the big 30th anniversary of the series, but even more so, I just think it's a shame that Wii U owners won't be getting another large title for the rest of the year. Here's a glimpse into the rest of Wii U's library for 2016. Now, I love JRPGs and I'm pumped for the new Atlas game, but there's not much to look forward to in this lineup outside of indie games and an unpromising Paper Mario Color Splash for the rest of 2016. And the year isn't even halfway over yet. Nintendo's also taking a big risk with their plans for this year's E3. They won't be showing the NX at all, and they'll be displaying just one game, the upcoming Legend of Zelda title. At first this seems ludicrous, and while it certainly isn't ideal, I think I get where Nintendo's going with this plan. While I do believe that E3 is a great place to reveal information for a new console, Nintendo has often chosen to skip E3 and use their own show to reveal big information. You can check out my Space World video trilogy to learn more about that. And while revealing just one game at your entire show floor does seem risky, the 3DS doesn't have a ton of system-selling games coming up by the time E3 rolls around either. And a large chunk of these games have already been on display for other conventions, such as PAX East that I just got home from. Nothing about this situation seems ideal, and I know I'd certainly like to know more about the NX at E3 this June instead of later in the year, but the news is out at least, and now we know what to expect. On a slightly more optimistic note, Nintendo's also mentioned their upcoming plans for mobile games. Their pocket social media network simulator, Miitomo, has already hit 10 million users, and Nintendo announced that their two upcoming franchises to receive mobile games are Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. While I haven't talked about it a ton in video content here, I've been really addicted to Fire Emblem lately, and it's been a huge bulk of what I've been streaming on Twitch. I'm pumped to hear that something else will be coming from that franchise to mobile. It's pretty easy to get hesitant when Nintendo describes it as a more accessible role-playing strategy game, but simpler on mobile isn't always a bad thing. For example, the recent Kingdom Hearts mobile game is definitely a more accessible Kingdom Hearts, but I found it to be fun and pretty well executed. Meanwhile, the Animal Crossing mobile game mentions that it will have some kind of connectivity with the main series games. The Animal Crossing series is already the kind that you pick up and play once per day in short bursts, so if a side game on mobile allowed you to collect additional furniture or earn a few extra bells or something similar to the old GBA Island feature, I think that would be pretty fun. It seems that Nintendo's goal with mobile is to slowly start branching out with some of their smaller main series titles before hitting some of the big guns like Kirby, Zelda, and Mario. Miitomo really wasn't a game that I got into a ton, but I thought that their interface was solid and they were certainly a lot less pushy about in-app purchases than many other mobile titles today. Especially in a year dry of main console releases, the idea of a mobile Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing has me optimistic. It's a shame that Nintendo's E3 is going to be so simple, and I'm bummed that the rest of 2016 doesn't look that good for Nintendo, but at least we finally do have some realistic expectations for when Nintendo's next big console will launch. As we hear more info about the NX, I'll be sure to continue reporting with more information and opinions as it releases. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo news. I know I warned you guys that things might be a bit slower during April and May while we prepare for this big move, but I think releases should still be pretty close to our usual schedule. I'll catch you guys next time with more Nintendo content.